turn my own volume down so I can hear the party better. Adjust my mic. Get out of here, Mike. You don't belong in this world.
Oh hey, that 10,000 demons thing.
Update?
No, just a random series of images. Well,
Oh yeah, KSBD is fucking great.
I mean it's an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Oh yeah, White Chain. Fuck yeah. Well, now I gotta not do game and I gotta check this.
I'm way out of date on these, and this is from like chapter 2 or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's way early on.
Do catch up, though.
I don't even know if the computer remembers where I was.
It's worth reading for a second time. White Chain's story arc is great. Okay.
Right before the Incubus thing.
Incubus's story arc is great. So, it is 7:40. Do we need any additional time for mic checks, any tech stuff?
I'm good.
I'm good as long as I'm not dropping out constantly while I'm trying to talk.
No, you actually
you sound really good.
You sound really good. Did you get a new mic?
Better than usual.
No, it's the same mic. It's just earlier, like I had it on voice activity earlier, and it was dropping out constantly in the test, and even with push talk was dropping out in the test, so I was getting really fucking pissed.
Oh, that's weird. No, you sound I would say you sound better than you have in forever. Heather's right. You sound great.
Okay.
Let's hope it sticks.
Boneless.
Boneless Sam. Deboned. So, let's do this shit. Would anyone like to kick us off with a recap of last game? I see someone is opening notes. God, do I remember what happened last game?
I mean, I remember, but if someone's opening notes, I'm going to give them a chance.
Wednesday night SmackDown.
Wednesday night SmackDown certainly happened. I had a terrible brain fart today.
Because mine was a very small thing. The swords and shit got crafted, and I started crafting my weapon. Everything else was pomp and shenanigans, and that is best shared by the people who were there.
On my side, Biff, Roar, and Monty.
Karn.
I'm sorry, Karn, Monty, and Homewrecker fended off and was able to push back and beat Crowley's boy, the Golem. It was a hell of a fight. The crowd loved it, it seems, and after being able to make Crowley submit, and thus make his Golem submit, Alina revealed that she wanted to do a battle royale. Because why the hell not?
I believe that the battle royale was the call in order to actually get the fight to happen and everyone gang up on fucking Mongo.
Yeah, basically.
So it was already established that it was a battle royale. She just was like, we're finishing this.
Biff was getting his shit got. Monty was like, this is a weight class. He's too big. He's fighting below his weight class. This has to be a battle royale. There's no other rule. Alina jumped into the fight. The fight turned. I believe Alina convinced Crowley to make Mongo step down. Mongo did not go berserk. Well, he did, but a good persuasion check stopped him from being berserk, which is pretty cool. And then, yeah, you guys had a knockdown, drag outs, no holds barred fight.
Wrestling match. Performance art. Yes.
Arn was charged with being security and telling Crowley, "Sir, this is a Wendy's," when it was in fact a White Castle. And no one seemed to correct him.
Karn and Crowley did not know the rules of the game. They thought they did.
Crowley just thought it was combat. we fight till we die, right? Let's do this. Hung out with Karn after. Yeah, neither of them really understood how this worked. There was a brief talking to. A showman like, hey, we're going to teach you the rules next time. You weren't really trying to kill me. And Crowley was like, next time I will. Let's go. At which point, Alina came to a startling realization.
Yeah, Alina fucked up. She lost the ambassadors. They are causing a trail of mischief.
Oh, I remember that. Karn was looking for bunnies.
Peterhouse. I think that wraps things up during wrestling. Aside from that, Biff, you did pick up a satchel full of potions that are yet unidentified. So those three, I believe, are off to find the Haragon ambassadors. What else happened last game? Not a whole lot of memory serves.
Yeah, I think that was.
Let's
other than
see.
that, oh, Alina cleaned up before she got went into the wrestling match. She cleaned up a interesting conundrum with Solon, where she had donated a shit ton of money, and it may have looked like it came from Poe and not like Alina.
Oh yeah, moral quandary. Which donations to take, which donations to politely turn away. You informed her to maybe speak with Bones and figure out how to politely decline the Baron, pockmarked Poe. Still no real word about your charge, Sana. She's being watched, and she is still asleep. Let's see. Verdi and Vanya, you guys set out to do some shopping, but I don't think we really took any time to focus on you guys. Aside from collecting familiars and moving to the market ward to go pick up some adventuring gear, because Vanya does not have jungle wear. Back over in the Gnome Town part of town, Heldy was racked with sewer plague. Gerald returned with some medicine apparently purchased from Mbanje. The cure felt worse than the illness, but let's see, it's about like 7 o'clock in game. This is around the part where Heldy would start feeling back to her old, jovial, quick-fingered self. Use that information how you see fit. Let's see, what else has happened? I think that's all that happened during the game part of game. Anne mentioned Roar did do some smithing, as you said, Sam, so that's covered too. So, between games, after games, there was some forum play back and forth. Let's see. Mish or Miranda, would either of you like to recap what happened in forums?
Say my real name.
Cece, sorry.
It's jarring.
Me Rondor.
Oh, yeah.
I have to
Spirit.
make NPC that.
Mirandor, the wicked.
Whatever. So, Verdi led Vanya to a tailor that they're familiar with that is very good at what they do. His name is Nicholas. He is a dusk elf, and he has so many rings on his fingers. He immediately helped them with Vanya's predicament of a dress is not good for adventuring unless
It's not appropriate jungle attire.
it's not appropriate jungle attire. So he outfitted her with what she needed. Vanya has pants now.
Vanya has pants!
Or she will when she picks them up the following day.
Yeah.
Vanya will have pants! That pretty much covers the...
It was a quirky little play.
A little slice of life thing. So while that was happening, I believe Bones had a throw as well.
Yes, Bones, on her way to do 8 million things per usual, she stopped in and she got takeout and stopped in to see Master Fleming, Reginald Cross's secretary. Kind of a olive branch slash apology slash strengthening of shaky alliance. They had tea, and it was very pleasant. He told her what his interests were, and Bones loves nerds, so she was like, "Yes, please, I will take this lecture, thank you." But yeah, that was the major strokes of it. They
Yep,
parted
those are
as friends, ish, at least allies. She made him laugh like 3 times, so they might be friends now.
I think shaky alliance is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Major takeaways. Fleming dropped a couple of strange names of schools of magic that you don't recognize. You have a wizard boyfriend. You should probably recognize those, but you didn't. Which means that they're probably really esoteric. Second thing,
I'll ask the wizard boyfriend later.
you charged him with a task. Information about the word Taverin.
Oh, I did, yeah. Because Cross was like, I don't know, sounds like mumbo-jumbo stuff to me, which is funny because he's a divination wizard. And Adani was like, oh my god, you're a Taverin, this is a big thing. So she's like, okay, I've got 2 sides of the spectrum on this whole ass thing. I'm gonna see if Fleming maybe has a third opinion.
All right, so he's vowed to check his notes and possibly get back to you with the telescription pens when he has some solid information.
Yes.
So, as you leave that whole meeting, bread breaking, olive branching, Olive Garden, when you hear your family, behind you, I'm going to rewind a little bit. I intend to briefly touch upon Verdi and Vanya. Probably briefly. We'll see where it goes. Does anyone have anything they'd like to cover, do tasks, etc., between the hours of, let's say, 4 p.m. and 7 p.m.?
I think that the only thing Bones has is after her meeting with Fleming, she just dropped the notes off with Atame. And she wouldn't even like need to speak with him specifically.
Oh yeah, just a dossier and an envelope. Hey, this has got to get to Otamo, and he'll get it.
I think both my characters are already doing
Spoken
stuff
for.
where they're supposed to.
All right, cool. So,
spellbook work.
some spellbook work, absolutely. If you want to cram in some time as Leah and put some hours in for transcribing spells, you may do so. You've had, let's see, you transfer 4 hours a day. It's been like 2 days since you got back into port, so use with that information what you will.
I probably spent a good 6 hours like running errands for Adanu and getting him treats. Because
That makes sense. If there's a spell that you don't have access to, let me know, and he might be encouraged to help you learn that. You have the friendship of an elderly wizard. That is a powerful thing. Okay.
Paid for in pastries.
Paid for in pastries. So, gonna rewind the clock just a little bit. Back to the Rule of Spool, the tailor's studio, where Vanya and Verdi are currently finishing up their business with the good Nicholas Gamore, the dusk elf tailor of the finer part of town, the market ward, the nicer, slightly more expensive town. Vanya, you most certainly paid for the quality of this work. Normally, traveling clothes would be about 2 gold. His work is going to cost you about 5.
That is fair.
It is fair. You can run in pants. That is worth more than its weight in gold. As you guys make your way out, Natasha following behind you, you pass by your skeletons. Vanya, from inside the chest cavity of Frederick, you hear a voice pipe up. Miss Vanya, are you quite finished with the Taylor? You hear the voice of Stratus softly speaking out from the hidden little shedded place inside of Frederick's chest.
Said Stratus was calling for her attention as they were walking out of the place. Okay. I'm gonna look around for a moment and then realize the last time I saw him was inside of Frederick's cuirass, so I'm going to lean over.
So as you do see his little yellow eyes faintly illuminated in the darkness. He's kind of squinting. I have a request.
Do you require padding?
Well, not necessarily, but I will accept it. Do you perhaps intend to go to a haberdasher today? A hat salesman? This sun is quite vexing.
Huh. I had not thought of that, but I certainly can.
If it would not bother you, if you could get a hold of a wide-brimmed hat, perhaps it would, well, I don't mind spending time in this very spacious chest cavity of your friend. It is a bit moldy, but cozy in its own way.
As he says that, I kind of reach in and start using prestidigitation on the inside of Frederick's ribcage.
As you start to cast magic on Frederick, you see Stratus's form shimmer very faintly, almost as though looking through ink, almost opaque. There are little speckles of like glitter, like stars, super fine in his shadowy body.
Huh. Does he show like any particular reaction beyond that?
No, he just watches you.
Okay. Were you asking for a hat for yourself or for Frederick?
Well, a hat might look quite dapper on him. I'd prefer the hat for myself, if you don't mind.
I have a very serious expression on my face as I say, I would be delighted to get a hat for you.
Oh, thank you so much. When I was banished, I lost my cloak and my hat. It was a very nice hat.
You had a cloak?
Yes, I had a cloak.
Is Verdi hearing any of this?
Verdi, you hear this? You hear Frederick talking through his chest.
Oh, interesting question. Because when Petal spoke, everyone only heard like meowing. Does Verdi actually hear Stratus's actual words?
Yes, you hear common.
Since when does the skeleton talk?
Oh, he doesn't. That's my cat. And then I turn and look at Verdi with a very intense stare. We must buy a hat for my cat. And a little cloak.
Verdi does that blink that I use so often.
The meme blink.
The meme blink. He opens his mouth a moment, closes it.
I think I know a place.
I give a very decisive nod.
All right, Verdi, you lead the way to a place.
Verdi can see without any rolls whatsoever that Vanya is exquisitely excited by this idea.
So as you guys begin to move and move along to a different part of the market ward where, there's a lot of strange shops, there's a lot of boutiques and craftspeople who maybe make superfluous items for a high price. Vanya, you hear the sound of really excessive purring coming from Fred's chest. Stratus seems pleased at the prospect of getting some proper equipment for a feline of arcane prominence.
We're gonna go to a shop that specializes in medieval cat armor.
Yes, absolutely. So you guys spend like the next hour or so trying to find the items in question.
If we can't find something deliberately designed for cats, then something designed for infants would be just as good.
Absolutely.
Although now that the idea is in my head, I'm going to buy a hat for Frederick and Jackson as well.
Okay, what kind of hat do you buy them?
He's gonna dress up her skeletons. They're gonna look so dapper.
Just like berets for soldiers.
You know what? I'm going to see. I want to see if either of them show any particular interest in the hats.
Oh shit.
I'm going
Okay.
to tell them that I am going to buy them each a hat, and I would like them to take a look at the wares here to see if any of them strike their fancy. And I want to see what happens.
Okay. Oh wow. Give me a sec. One moment, please.
Breaking the DM.
No, you're not breaking the DM. You're just making him think, and that's a beautiful thing.
By being humane to your undead minions.
You know, when the zompocalypse happens, this is how you survive. You make friends with the dead. So, over the course of an hour and a half, you find something to Stratus's approval. It's just a nice dark blue, tiny little robe. It's intended for a small child. The seamstress that you work with is off-put at this whole prospect, but does make the necessary cuts and cinches.
I
And you
reassure
find
her that the cat is indeed okay with this.
the
and
cat
has
is
in
indeed a
fact
wizard.
Insisted on this.
The cat is insistent. Okay, crazy hedge witch. We're not gonna argue with this. And so, for the cost of 1 gold, you manage to get a wide-brimmed black hat with a leather cinched fastener to keep
Like
it
a
on.
musketeer hat.
Like a witch hat.
Like a conical witch hat? Witch hat?
Like a floppy conical witch hat. Like a
Is he dressed like a dark blue Gandalf?
Yes.
He looks like Vivi.
Yes.
Final Fantasy.
Like really, really dark blue. But yes, he finds it to his liking. The hat is old and kind of dusty and kind of rough, but he insists upon this one. And with the hat on, you see that he walks outside of Frederick's armor in the sunlight with no seeming discomfort, the wide-brim hat providing all the shade he needs. With Fred and Jack, it's a little more interesting because they are not nearly as decisive. At first, it seems as though they don't understand what you're saying. After more insistence, more coaxing, let's see. Which one had the shield? Was that Jack or Fred?
Fred
was
has
Jack.
a shield.
Fred has the shield. Fred shows a relative disinterest. He just picks up a hat. It's a black beret, and it seems like it's the first one that he saw. He just picks it up and brings it to you. Jack seems more discerning. Jack finds their way to a similarly wide-brimmed hat that doesn't quite have a conical tip. It's more floppy. It's kind of off to the side. And as he puts it on his head, he wears it straight enough. There's a little bit of an upward tilt to it. But he wears it instead of handing it to you.
I have my hands clasped over my heart, and I've got just like hearts for eyes at all my familiars dressed up so pretty.
You have a very pretty small growing army.
I will buy the hats.
All right. So for the cost altogether, for your outfit, they'll be delivered the next day. For Stratus's items and for the nice hats that the boys have picked up, altogether today you would have spent 7 gold pieces. That's everything.
Okay.
Verdi's so confused.
Verdi's a little confused, but when isn't Verdi?
But Vanya's having fun, so why question it?
Vanya's having fun, so why question it? All right. By the time you two finish, the sun is beginning to set. You estimate that it's close to like 7:10, 7:15. It's getting dark out. The braziers are starting to be lit around town. And you start hearing noises, booms and bangs and drums from the far west. As the sun begins to set, the festival kicks up in earnest.
As we head that way, as we leave the haberdashery, I'm going to conjure some dancing lights around Frederick because I know he likes them.
He cups one as it moves and like releases it as it floats away, cups another one at a very slow, meticulous. You see that he's transfixed on them, almost as though contemplating them.
I'll keep one close to him in case he wants to cup and contemplate it as we walk.
He holds it as you walk. Just stares at it.
I lean over to Verdi. I don't understand what is happening, but I am delighted by everything.
Yes. Verdi's very confused. But he nods. And doesn't say much else because he doesn't really know what to say.
All right. So, you guys have promises to make to Edith, so you start heading your way westward. Let's see. It's at around this time that Heldy would have started to feel fit as a fiddle, vim and vigor. The exhaustion is still present, but it's abating. The sickness is gone.
She's got cabin fever. She's been holed up in Gerald's apartment all day, feeling mostly like crap. She's gonna want to head out. She's gonna tell him that she feels better, and she's gonna stop by home because there's cats that probably want food in any one of the alleyways next to her apartment.
Oh, okay. Do you take Gerald along, or do you meet up later?
If he wants to come along, he can. It would be... She's only a little hesitant if he asks. But if he asks and they plan on going back to the festival after, she doesn't see why not.
All right, you have a tag along. You make your way out of Gerald's home, down the long flight of stairs, out of the crookedy Gnome Town apartments, this fixture that looks like multiple small houses built one on top of the other. It's tilted, it's slanted, but it is structurally sound despite all mathematical odds. And you make your way eastward. He follows you all the way to home, and so you guys spend some time feeding some cats before heading back to Gnome Town.
Yeah, and probably grab a change of clothes.
Checks out. So that's what you guys are up to. Roar, I'm assuming you're building?
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
All right, and you're going to go ahead and try to go nonstop and make one check at the end?
Yeah, as silly as that might seem, that's what Roar's going to do. Just nonstop pushing, and just when Karn has the ability and comes by, that's when he'll get the spell cast into the thing that Thorhack is making and push it all.
All right, in that case, let's see. Leah, you're copying spell. Incognitus. So, moving toward the little bundle of armor and anger. Incognitus, you spent the last day resting at one of the inns at a modest fee, a small fee, since you are small folk. The outside has been noisy. It's a celebration, and you found a spot to sleep in Gnome Town. You didn't lose any sleep, but maybe some of the... Actually, as I recall it, you found one of the same inns that some of the local performers were hanging at, so it was pretty quiet, because they need to rest too. By daybreak, you would have scouted around town and saw about getting your next job. To that end, I believe you had planned to secure a contract for moving with the caravan, a mercenarial contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough to get. You check in with the commission headquarters. They recognize you. They give you priority over some of the other people who have signed up. Since you are a known figure now, you have cut your teeth and proved your mettle. And so you are offered a modest fee, 50 gold pieces, for the aid of the caravan's movement south. So long as they get to New Haven in one piece, you get paid.
Seems simple enough.
Simple enough.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. Hope you like trekking through the jungle. To that end, or after that is finished, rather, you find you have the rest of the afternoon to yourself. There's still a festival happening. There's still carny games to be played. There's still sites and places to check out. Did you have any preference on what you would like to do?
Particularly, mostly just sailor and porting.
Say again? Sailor at porting, checking
Yeah.
out the sites, rubbernecking, doing some wandering. All right. I'll say that Incognitus is available to run into as the other parties that be start hanging around Gnome Town during this festival. Let's see. I believe the same can be said for Mbanja. He's just been kind of doing his own thing, moving around town, getting harassed by children, I believe was the last thing.
Yeah. Just like tasting all the food, basically.
You got a substantial payment from Crab Battle, so there's a lot of food carts. There's a lot of food. You're kind of just enjoying this whole city thing.
Yeah, like he's from the area, but he's like never had the money just to go nuts, go crazy.
Yeah, go nuts, go crazy. Go buck wild, as it were. All right, to that end, well, with that wrapped up, I guess. I don't think I've forgotten anybody yet. We'll see. So, Biff, Alina, and Karn, you guys find yourselves with a little bit of a predicament. Specifically, Alina, you've got the predicament, but you've got some friends who are now invested in your predicament.
Yes. Yes, and friends are what it's all about.
Friends are what it's all about.
This one did not think rabbits liked busy areas, Karn says as he continues to look around the ground.
Okay, so, like, these are rabbits the same way that Bones is a cat.
I blink at Alina.
They are as the same as the owl that we left with, correct?
Yes, they were actually with him originally.
They walk on two legs?
Yes, quite quickly, and lots of chaos. She's just gonna start following the chaos.
I start following Alina and rubbing my chin.
Rob, if you're talking, I don't think we can hear you.
Oh, sorry, not yet. For some reason, my music's not queuing up correctly. So, you start following the signs of chaos. Earlier, as mentioned, you had seen a very confused man with the face of a braying ass. Long ears, long in the tooth, long in the face. Just straight up, this dude's got a donkey face going on, and he doesn't seem to understand why. His friend doesn't understand why. There's a lot of glitter in the air. You hear some oohs, some ahs, some yikes, and some yelps off in the distance. And Luna, you start following the chaos. You don't have to be terribly bright to realize that someone has been going around this part of town causing mischief. It's at around the third or fourth person whose shoes have been welded together, hobbling down the street, that you find yourself at a somewhat busy intersection. How do you begin your search?
Alina just shrugs and looks to Karn and Biff. Alright, so I am shit at finding things. I was actually banned from trying to find Muriel's glasses because it was more of a hindrance than help. So, you two, you have better eyes than I do. Would you see chaos or bunny people?
Steve is actually not shit at finding people and things. I'm pretty sure I have the feature that makes me really good at. Well,
Bunny people.
Bunny
Ah.
All right, so Karn, you have full perception. Are you listening, hearing?
I am searching the crowd, specifically for bunny people, but since Alina mentioned chaos, I'm going to try to focus in around areas where there seems to be the most commotion and start looking around those areas.
Okay, you start looking for commotion. Biff, what are you doing?
Biff is gonna investigate, looking for like signs of that magic and more of a trail.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check, and I will resolve both checks.
Can I help Biff look for glitter?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Biff, if you want to take advantage on that roll, go ahead. Okay, so we're taking 11 on that one. Yikes. You have a +0 into investigation.
That is correct.
Okay, I thought you had like a feat or something. All right. Oh, why is the game paused? You guys
He
are
likes to
like
hit
over,
things. He does
over
not
here.
like to look for things.
Ah, shit! I deleted Biff. I undeleted Biff. There we go. There are too many Karns for my liking. I had to delete one of them. You'll understand when you're older. So, Biff and Lena, you start putting your heads together looking for signs of chaos, signs of things, and you guys find signs of mischief. You find what appears to be a wall that has been painted blue that's not supposed to be blue. You find numbers of shoes that have been tied together. You find a number of wallets, coin purses, have been swapped, and fists are being exchanged over it. Small hijinks. Perhaps maybe slightly bigger hijink. Karn, none of this seems out of place. Nianzaro is a crazy place. So you start looking and searching with your eyes, your special eyes, looking out to the crowd, looking for things that are out of place. Amidst the chaos, you happen upon a food cart. What's interesting about the food cart is that there's no one at it. The proprietor, a slender, thin-haired halfling, is looking quizzically into his cart. Not looking into the crowd, not trying to drum up an audience. He's just kind of clasping the back of his neck, looking quizzical, looking somewhat down, into the area in the cart that you can't see, because it's, surrounded by the cart and all.
I just start heading over in his direction.
Yeah, Alina will follow Karn.
Karn just, without a word, starts walking in one direction. Alina, you follow after.
And Biff was actually squatting down, looking for traces of.
Oh, Alina would have
glitter.
patted him on the shoulder, like, hey, the.
Oh, God, this thing again.
Friend is moving. Do not get separated. Let's go.
She's
Karn,
already lost
you-
enough people today.
Karn, you happen upon this halfling who's clasping the back of his neck and rubbing it somewhat. So, Are you planning on maybe not eating everything? Everything. Okay. Well, I mean, it is an awfully big sum of gold, but I was planning on, saving some of these for the locals.
Start leaning
There's-
over him to see what he's looking at.
He is surprised by your presence, jumps with a start, looks you over. Oh, you're interested in, your kind doesn't really eat much, do they? Rabbit! Oh, rabbit, yeah, we've got rabbits. Well, I don't sell rabbit, but I've got a rabbit. It's not my rabbit. He looks down, and you see, kind of curled up in one corner, is a rather rotund, long-eared, what looks to be a bipedal humanoid-sized rabbit, well, small folk-sized rabbit, who wears, one moment, who appears to be wearing a blue scarf and a now very tightly fitting, unbuttoned leather vest. He's kind of clasped and half hugging a giant cookie, and is kind of like nibbling at it, but you can see like he can't really fit any more in him, but he really wants to eat it. This is his predicament.
Is it a Euphoria?
It is a Euphoria.
Can I?
There's
reach down-
glitter all over his face.
Can I reach down and just grab him by like the neck of his collar, like in the back, and just like lift him out of the cart?
Give me a strength check. Give me an athletics
As a
check.
note, I have powerful build, which means I
Yeah.
count as a large creature when deciding how much weight I can lift.
Don't roll a 1.
Just strength check.
Athletics. Strength or athletics. Because
Um,
this is an awkward lift. You got to extend yourself to get in there.
That's kind of a low roll for me, but yeah, 15.
Okay. Yeah, you clasp him by the back of the neck. Easy. Oh, I got the burps. You lift him up, and he kind of dangles and holds onto the cookie. I paid for this.
Did this one pay for those cookies?
Yeah, he paid for it. Handed me a whole satchel full of gold.
This one paid for the cookies.
I paid for it. It's mine.
Where did you get the gold?
Oh no, you don't go traveling without gold. Every place takes gold. You need gold to get a. Could you sit me down, maybe?
Yeah. Karn, please put down our friend. Is this which one is this?
This is Purdon.
I set him down in front of Alina.
All right. Hello, Purdon. I am sorry that I lost you, but you seem to
it's
have
okay.
found some fun.
Yeah, well, I found a lot of food. It's really good food.
Yeah,
It's so good.
those cookies can be a little much. How about this? Why don't you save it for later, so that you have some later? So you look very full, and maybe uncomfortably so.
If I save it for later, I won't be able to have it now.
That is true. that is true. But you will have
Have
it
you
later.
had one of these? They're quite good.
I get one every year. Yes, one.
How do you only do one? He's hugging it. He's holding it close and like hugging it like a plush.
Lots of training.
This one has never had one.
He pauses. And takes one of his rabbity hands and breaks off a piece and kind of holds it up to you.
Is this one sure?
Well, it's not the whole thing, but you can have a little bit.
Huh. This one thanks the rabbit person.
Oh, it's Purdon, by the way. Can I have your name?
I am.
No, no! Damn it! Well, that's a thing.
Well, I'm pleased as punch to meet your acquaintance, I am Khan. I've been making a lot of friends lately.
Alina just face palms.
Biff's gonna roll. What's it take to know what Alina's stressed about?
Give me a history, arcana, insight.
Gave his name and accepted a gift from a fan.
Yeah.
I know what it's about, but
You're from Gilneas.
You're
You're
from
from Gilneas.
Gilneas.
You know.
You
Oh,
the
no.
Gilnean. That's why
No,
she's
no.
like, oh my fucking god. Yeah.
okay.
She's only like contact Gilnean.
Oh. And Biff
And
is
she knows.
Gilnean, so Biff would know
Yeah.
the story of Peter, I forgot what the last name was.
Peterhouse.
Peter.
Yeah,
Peter House.
I'm sorry, I forget my character's names. I forget these things.
Biff, you understand. You understand that the Fae rule of hospitality. There's a lot of tricks and a lot of mischief, and Karn just accepted a gift and gave his name.
Although it
What
seems
that
like
means-
Purdon misinterpreted what his name was.
There might be a silver lining there. And Purdon tries to eat another bite, pauses with his teeth on it. Oh, okay, maybe I will save this for later. It's really quite good.
Later, you will be happy that you have it.
Oh, well, hopefully it makes its way through the gate. Not everything makes its way through.
True. But it's good to know that you like them so much. Maybe we will figure out some way to ship them.
Maybe.
So, I believe we have lost your friend.
Have you seen Garabik anyway? I kind of lost track of him when I found my way to the food cart. Mr. Food Cart Man's very good at making food. And I appreciate your voice of confidence. I don't like to think I do make good food.
You do.
He makes good food.
I'm nibbling at the cookie.
Karn, as you nibble on the cookie, it is deceptively good. These are flavors you have never tasted. These are textures you've never felt. Considering that most of the textures that you have felt in your mouth have been gravel, this is very pleasant.
This is much better than gravel.
Biff sidles over to the vendor just while this is all going on.
Alina, Purdan looks back toward you, kind of sleepy-eyed, kind of dopey-eyed.
Would you like a
Have you seen?
Would you like a piggyback ride?
Oh, just don't bounce too much, please.
I will not bounce too much.
Oh, thank you kindly.
I have
Have you seen Garabik anywhere?
No, we were just following the line of chaos. If you could help us,
Oh.
maybe keep an eye out
Oh,
from your perch.
yeah. His mum's was 1/8 Sealy, so that makes him like 1/16 Sealy. He's a bit into the whole causing trouble scene. He gets into trouble lots. I think oh gosh, where would it be? Where would it be? Have you seen any bloomers hanging around?
I think I know a laundress.
I start
no,
looking for them.
Clotheslines, things people hold their laundry on.
We'll check.
You see, he's been looking himself for a wife, and he says the best measure of a woman is the measure of her underpants.
That's certainly a way to measure women.
He
I
likes
have
to-
the
he
wrong
likes-
character here.
He likes the ones that've got the polka dots on them, or sometimes the stripes. He says if someone's going to be wearing those, then they must be a fun person who likes to have parties.
Okay, so out of character, Alina has been in this town for a long ass time, and this is like literally right down the street from her. Does she know like where such women might be, and where
You can
such
make a
underwear might be held?
You can make a check of your choice and have an advantage on it.
I'm gonna
This could
roll
be-
some sort of charisma based something.
Roll a persuasion check. Streetwise persuasion, sure.
I rolled for perception just to see if
Perception.
I can spot anything as I nibble on my cookie.
Ouch, 15.
15. That's going to be an
Alina's-
ouch.
Yeah, Alina's not.
Alina, you
knowledgeable.
come to the conundrum here that this is Gnome Town. Striped and polka dotted underpants are not a woman thing or a man thing; they're a gnome thing.
Yes, fair. Everyone kind of has
definitely not the halfling part of town. Probably somewhere nearby. Karn, you kind of cup your hand to your eyes and look around, and you seem to find off the beaten path, off of the main roads, there seem to be more local and residential areas, and you do see a string for hanging that has like a sock on it. But you can estimate maybe in that direction. If you look around for a bit, you might find something.
Sock. I point.
You know what? You're winning at finding them, so lead the way, Karn.
Winning at finding. So, as you guys go on the hunt for the pink polka dotted bloomers, we're going to pull away from.
I'm sorry.
I'm ready.
Biff was had sidled over to the merchant to ask him how much was paid for this cookie. You mentioned sacks of gold.
Oh, well, for the cookie. Well, he paid the right amount for the cookie. It's the rest of my stuff that he paid for. He kind of gestures toward his food cart, and there are crumbs left.
Oh, do not suppose there is enough gold in the difference for another cookie instead. He says while leaning closer.
Well, I did try to hosey one for myself for later, if you're willing to pay a modest fee.
There is only one. Leaning closer and closer.
There's only one, and it's for me. Basically a finder's fee at that point.
You would deny the champion of Adamag a cookie?
Oh, you are on thin ice, buddy. It's not fair that you get to... Biff, roll persuasion with advantage, please. 13. With a 13? Oh, fine. Champion of Aramag. You can take the... Here, I'm going to take the Euphoria cookie. If you were into Aramag, you tell him. This is an offering to his champion, and at much personal cost, it was given to you.
Biff takes the cookie and points at him. Is a deal.
It's a deal. All right, well, I'm done for the day, for the week and the month. Good day.
Biff side eyes left and then right, and then hoses the cookie in his clothing.
You hosey a giant Euphoria cookie. If you try to hide that thing, I'm going to hold you to an actual check to hide it, because it's huge.
How huge is huge?
It's the size of a dinner plate. Euphoria cookies are massive.
All right.
All right. So, if you're trying to hide it, it's a sleight of hand check.
Yes. My rolls suck. I'm using real dice from now on.
You've got glitter all over your gi, but you're pretty sure you've hidden it. The cookie-shaped...
No one will ever know.
The cookie-shaped bulge in your chest is no indication that you have a Euphoria hidden in your gi. So,
perfect plan.
His perfect plan. So we pull away, unless there's anything else to add.
No. Alina's just gonna go with Karn and chase down the buddies.
Hell yeah, chasing down bunnies. So, you guys carry on, and the search for the pink spotted bloomers continues. Or begins in earnest, it would seem. To that end, we're going to pull back in to see Vanya and Verdi converging on Gnome Town. As you guys enter into Gnome Town, into the festival, wow, music is only playing for like 30 seconds, then stopping. I gotta fix that later. That just destroyed me. You notice signs of chaos as you enter. There's some shouting, there's some movement, there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of like confetti and glitter and booms and bangs and pow. A lot of it seems just to be part of the overall chaos that is Gnome Town. At one point, Verdi, your keen eyes spots a very like round-shaped gnome who's kind of just floating through the air across the street from one side to the other, as though they were a balloon. Their vest is too tight on their chest. Their pants look like they're ready to split off of them. There are small children that are kind of like hopping up and pushing him back up into the air. They seem to be enjoying being treated like a slowly falling balloon. And there's like glitter that's just hovering around them. The poor sap is kind of pushed away out of sight down an alley. The children follow after, hopping and bopping and reaching, trying to get him. And Bonjay, you kind of chase across the street following the kids as they're playing some kind of game involving a gnome that's floating through the air. You guys catch sight of Bonjay, your other party member. Incognitus, you see some of the shit from, a couple of streets away. You see some familiar faces doing stuff. You see a weird game. This town's really weird. These gnomes really know how to party. God, you hate gnomes.
But I can put it aside for today.
You can put it aside for today. They're hijinks. It's a festival. They can do it this time. Next time, no prisoners will be taken. You see some familiar faces. Heldy, this is around the time that you would have made it back town to Brooks. You see, there's that other goddamn tiefling. You are certain they're following you around. But Vanya's with them, and Vanya's cool, so you're conflicted. Man, whatever. I believe, as far as order of business goes, Verdi, you had a reason to come to Gnome Town. The rest of you, do you converge together? Do you go your separate ways? Do you try to game the carnies as a team?
I have Jackson and Frederick form up to provide some shelter for Verdi, but then I'll wave and flag down Mbanje and the others, just kind of in a good mood, and I will present to them my skeletons fully armored. One of them with a heavy shield, both of them wearing jaunty caps, and is Stratos still walking with us in his VV suit?
Oh yeah, with his nice hat and his nice cloak. He's looking quite dapper. Some of the local kids have taken notice and like, oh, that's a cat it's a wizard cat. No, it's a witch cat. Back and forth is a little bit of banter, some arguments about, my dad could beat up your dad. That's why the cat is a witch cat. As you catch up with people, but yeah, he's been by your side, just kind of proudly strutting. Opposite of Natasha. Natasha remains on Verdi's right. Stratus is on your left, maybe an extra foot away, occasionally eyeing the big cat, who occasionally eyes him back.
Is Natasha eyeing him like he's a snack?
Oh, he's a snack, all right. But you told her no. You told her no, so she's just watching.
Okay.
You know that she's going to follow your instruction until such a time as it is deemed that following the instruction is no longer relevant. She's a well-trained cat.
Yeah, she wipes her feet at the door.
She wipes her feet at the door. She doesn't eat puppies. She's pretty good about this. So Mbanja, you get flagged over. Incognitus, your friends, your former business partners, are waving you down. Heldy, you catch sight of Vanya, who has noticed you. Well, now it's awkward if you don't.
Bonjay's gonna come over with all the kids, oogling Stratus, and instead like make wavy fingers at Vanya. Dude, you have pants. didn't know you can wear pants.
Well, she's picking those up tomorrow.
And Banji
Oh.
sees the future.
Is why he's part of the summer court. Your skeleton's wearing pants.
That they are. And hats. Very dapper hats. They chose them themselves.
They can do that?
Apparently.
Is that allowed?
So Mbaje turns to Frederick and like waves.
You see, Frederick is currently cupping a floating mote of light.
That's Jackson. Frederick has
Jackson? Jackson is currently cupping a mote of light and looking at it. Frederick stares blankly through you, Mbanje. Do you just wave at him?
Not only does Mbaje wave, he's gonna lean forward and he's gonna put his arm around Frederick's shoulders. I like your fashion sense, man.
He stares blankly at you. There's no immediate response. There's no response at all that you can identify.
That's okay, because this skeleton's got things on its mind. Like, where's the next pants coming from?
Like, where's the next pants coming from? The eternal question, even after death.
Oh, has anyone seen a Euphoria vendor? I have to buy some cookies for Edith.
And Banja, you'd know that there's a number of them in the festival. You've got some glitter on your face as well. It seems like every fourth or fifth has access to the limited supply of Euphorios.
Yeah, of course I know where they are. You can't stumble 3 feet without finding one. Follow me. I'll take you to a vendor now.
Excellent, thank you.
Well, of course.
All right, so Bungie, you start leading your way deeper into town. There are more signs of chaos and hijinks, more floats moving around, different floats. The Zalorus one has been retired, seeing as the festival is almost over. But some of the stilt walkers remain, some of the smaller floats remain. The activities, the attractions, those games have finally been built and put together and assembled, and in earnest, people are trying their luck, trying their chances, and trying their skill at various games of skill and chance. As you guys move along, you see, you see an extremely tall pole where a number of contestants are gathered around. There is a large, built man, dark tan of skin, bald of head, who pulls back this large leather wrapped hammer, swings it down against a pad, and smashes this launch point. The disc affixed to one end, thump, shoots up into the top of the pole and rings a bell. There's a momentary cheer and applause before the carny shakes their head. A good effort. But the aim of the game is to hit the candle, not the bell. You got the bell. You can try again if you want, but that's a loss. The large man kind of just throws the hammer down. This game is bullshit! Ah! Storms off as at the point that the carny raises their voice. It's a game of skill, not strength. The crowd kind of moves in, bustles toward it, and you can see multiple people try their skill at this strange hammer game. Hitting the pad just right seems to be the objective. You guys notice across the way there's some kind of fishing game that's been set up with a number of small goldfish inside of a basin of water. with paper nets being handed out to contestants to try to win fish. It seems different colored fish win different prizes in the prize pool. A game of delicate handiwork as the paper nets appear to break when young children try to scoop it around and lift it up too eagerly or too aggressively. Adults as well don't seem to quite have the touch. Maybe like 1 out of 5 people are actually winning that you guys notice. You see, as you guys pass along, there's a bottle game where people are handed leather-bound balls to try to knock down bottles. Hitting a certain point threshold seems to win prizes. Similarly, there's a dart range where people are throwing darts at targets. And off the beaten path, where a couple of more burly and more, shall we say, professional-looking older folk are throwing axes at human-shaped targets, trying to win points to win prizes. All these games seem to be rather quite occupied. There's room to wait and try them out. As Mbanji leads you guys to a vendor, a halfling woman appears to be running a fryer of some kind, the flame beneath a cauldron of bubbling oil, where they are producing sticks of meat and various pastries, and of course the aforementioned Euphoria cookies.
Vanya looks impressed and interested in like all the games, but she quickly gets in line to get the Euphoria cookies so she can knock that off her list.
All right, it's not a very long wait. Eventually, you come up to the halfling woman, and she looks you over, looks you up and down. All right, lass, what'll it be?
4 Euphoria cookies, please.
Only 4?
Well, 3 of them are for my mentor, and I think 1 will be enough for me tonight.
Oh, strong will I see. Withstanding the allure of the Euphoria cookie. Well, I'll get you 4 of them. You just let me know if you want any more. We are running out of stock, it looks like. Get them while you can. They only come once a year. She reaches out back and produces 4 of the cookies wrapped in a wax-lined paper. Hands them over to you. That'll be 8 silver pieces.
I hand over. Nope, not Karn's list. He has no money. Yeah, I'll hand over a gold piece and tell her that she can keep her change for the good work.
And a tip? Oh, mightily appreciated. You tell your mentor to go easy on these things. I hear they're quite addictive.
I smile knowingly and put them away in the chest of preserving.
She takes the gold pieces, makes change, throws some of the silver pieces into a jar, and nods, seeing you on your way.
All right, this task is done. Which game should we try first?
I like the idea of throwing things and breaking them.
All the while, as you guys begin to look at games of chance and the areas where people are more gathered around, Heldy, keen-eyed and savvy, you turn your attention toward a shadier part of the street, in which you recognize from last year. These are some of the stands where the games of chance and games of greater skill are had. You know that there is a card drawing game, which is just a simple, draw 3 cards and you either win or you lose. But you do see a gray-skinned gnome with a thick white mustache off in the distance is playing a cup game with a young human couple. His deft hands move around, moving cups around back and forth, 3 in all. You recognize this. It's find the glass bead in the cup. If you find it, you win. If you don't, you lose. you catch those. Then Banja, you find there's an axe game to throw things, there's a dart game, there's a bottle game. The bottle game looks less likely to accidentally hurt someone, but the dart game and axe game looks like a lot of fun.
Let's see. Mbaje would probably go for the darts. Seems pretty cool.
All right. And Banja, you meander on over toward a dart game. What's everyone else doing?
I'll tag along. Since Mbanje seems to have his eyes set on the game, I'll tag along and just keep checking on Verdi to see if anything catches Verdi's eyes.
Verdi seemed to be eyeing shit, what was it?
There's a hammer game, a fish catching game, a bottle game, a dart game, an axe game, card drawings, cup games. And the games that were mentioned in games prior are still available.
I think Verdi would have been eyeing like maybe the axe game. That seemed like something they could probably be fairly good at since they have pretty decent aim.
All right.
Hildy, on the other hand, she knows the cup game. She likes the cup game. She likes fucking around with the cup game.
All right. Is Hildy going to like bring everyone to it to show off?
Oh, she's not going to draw attention. She's not that kind of girl.
All right. Hildy, you kind of excuse yourself and make your way in that direction. Mbanje, you make your way to the dart game, and the axe game's not far from it. So, Mbanje, you get to a stand with a number of round targets behind a shelf, raised up above head height, just about. A blonde coiffed gnomish gentleman claps his hands as you make your way toward the counter, following in the wake of another couple who have left with a giant stuffed stegosaurus. Come on down and test your skill.
Mbaje lifts his hand. I'd like to shot at that if you don't mind.
I'm gonna try your hand at the darts. Well, 5 silver pieces gets you 5 darts. Land 3 and you win.
Alright, Mbaje hands over 5 silver pieces.
You hand the 5 silver. He hands you 5 just metal darts with red feathered ends. He takes a step back, and you see that there is a target ahead of you. Only counts if you landed in the red circle.
Okay.
So, are you proficient with darts as a weapon?
Yes.
You are proficient with darts. So, this is a dexterity-based attack. You'll roll a d20, add your dexterity, and add your proficiency modifier.
All right, let's go.
Make sure that you're using Mbanje's stats.
Indeed. 14 plus dex is...
Plus dex, plus proficiency.
I see that plus 12. That doesn't make sense.
No, if your dexterity is 12, then that means it's plus 1.
Okay. So currently 15 plus proficiency is 18.
18. You manage to get the needle just at the edge of the inside of the red circle. 1 out of 3! 1 out of 3! Can he land 2 more?
It's a 14.
It goes wide. You land on the cork just at the outer rim of the target. He sucks his teeth. Ooh, you hate to see it. You got 3 more tries. 3 more.
21.
21. You landed dead center in the red circle. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a prodigy in the making. Can he make it? Can he land the last one?
That's not gonna make it. The 5 on die. 8.
You miss. You miss the circle. Something crashes behind the targets. He kind of whips his head to the side, and you see his character break for a moment. Oh shit! Well, one left. One left. One more try. One more try. I need a broom.
Sorry about that. The pressure got to me.
I see.
This is this like same thing -1.
So a 7.
Yeah.
So he ducks as your hand goes wide, and you hit a target that wasn't meant for you, nearly catching this guy in the head. He cups his coiffed hair, which you immediately learn is a toupee. He adjusts it. Oh, well, that's tough luck, my friend. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but 2 out of 3 ain't a win. Care to try again?
You let me?
Oh, so long as you've got silver, I'll let you try all day.
All right, my kind of guy.
He kind of makes like a pinching finger with his hands, connivingly. So you pay up 5 more silver. You try again. In the meantime, Verdi, you approach and you find that there is a stout dwarven man with a thick, bristled, frayed, brown mustache and beard. He adjusts his belt, lifts his suspenders up. Oi, now, we're going to be trying to land the axes and the damn targets. You aim for the head, hit the head, you win. Hit any vital organs, you win. You got to get 3. It's a 15-foot distance between here and there. Don't you go hitting your partners and, well, and you got the gumption to try your best. 5 silver per try. 5 silver, 5 axes. 3 wins is a win.
Verdi nods and takes out 5 silver because he has a bit of a mission.
You pay up the 5 silver and he looks you over.
You
Hey,
can
you,
do it, Verdi.
You sure you don't want to try the dartboard over there, son?
No.
Okay, well, suit yourself. He takes your silver, pockets it, and produces 5 hand axes. They're a little heavy. And he kind of steps back and steps away, looks you over, and takes a few more steps back. All right, then. All you got to do is land it on the head, the heart, or the spleen. So, this is going to be a ranged attack. Are you proficient in throwing axes? They are a simple melee weapon. Yes, I think everyone is proficient with simple melee weapons. It's going to be a dexterity attack. Add your dex modifier, add your proficiency.
What is my proficiency? I know my modifier is 3.
At this level, it should be 4.
So 4 total?
4 plus 3. So yeah, your proficiency is +4. It's in the top right of your character sheet. Your dexterity is +3. It's for a total of +7.
Okay.
So roll d20, add 7.
Sounds good. All right. So Verdi will hold the axe in their hand, kind of feel the weight, look ahead at the target, and make a throw. It's a 17.
Boom! You landed on its left hand, the dwarf. Hey, a valiant try. You've got 4 more tries, though. No refunds.
Verdi kind of nods and
You can do it.
takes a deep breath and kind of just focuses out the noise that's around him. That's a 21.
You landed between where the eyes should be, and the dwarf jumps. Mother McCree! Oh, you got some spit in your forearms, ain't ya? That's 1 out of 3. You got 3 more tries. Pressure's on.
22.
You land the axe on the left eye, and he jumps. All right, one more. You got two more. Gotta land one.
Verdi's kind of chewing the inside of their lip.
Oh, but you got this, don't you? Aye, let's give him a round of applause.
Start clapping.
Aye, get ready. Rev him up. Aye, that's what works best.
Verdi hates everything. He's just like really focusing. "24.
With one eye closed, you take a breath, puff your cheeks out, and whiz it forward. The blade lands right between the sternum, right in the chest, center of the chest. In the dwarf, you see his mustache kind of droops. Oh! You wouldn't happen to be a ringer, would you? Oh, you tieflings, I can't trust a single one of you. All right, a win's a win. You can have yourself your pick of the prize pool. And he moves around to the side of where from the side and away from the cutout humanoid shaped targets are. Lifts his hands and drums up applause. You see some of the crowd appears to be hooping and hollering and even laughing a little bit as he takes the walk of shame over to the prize counter. So you have a choice. You can pick 1 through 10, or you can roll me a d10.
Was it 2?
2? All right. So he ends up rummaging around and pulls out from this pile of different things what appears to be a small wind-up toy. Not dissimilar from the wind-up dog that was won earlier in the weekend. He brings it over to you, looks you over. Hey, you seem like a cat person. Here you are.
Thank you.
Hey, let's get it for the ranger, boys and girls. And people begin to clap and cheer, and you find yourself the owner of a wind-up toy cat. It has 5 AC, 1 HP. If you wind it, it moves 5 feet in a random direction each turn, meows, and stretches. It remains active for 1 minute after winding.
Yay, Verdi!
Make my way back to Vanya, and Verdi has a stupid grin on their face that they can't shake,
Verdi can smile?
and their tail is kind of curling at the end excitedly because he's an idiot. He makes it over to Vanya, and he hands the cat to her.
Oh,
You said you wanted a cat. I found a dog yesterday.
I look even more delighted than I was earlier and take it reverently, and I start to go in for a hug and then pause, catching myself because I know Verdi is not much for physical contact.
He pauses a moment and then slightly nods to give you the okay that yes, you can hug him.
Glomp.
You've been glomped. Do you contest?
He's just standing there awkwardly and then
Alright.
lifts his arms to gently hug her back, and the awkwardness ensues.
All right, so Vanya, as you hug and glomp Verdi, there's a long moment where Verdi pauses before reaching around and hugs you back, and the tender moment is broken abruptly. Hey, if you're going to be canoodling, do it outside the line, please. Don't want to get hit with an axe now, do you?
No.
As you guys are shooed away from the line. During this time, in Banjay, you pay your 5 silver pieces and you come back with a vengeance. Your first dart goes wide. There's no crashing, there's no smashing. The gnome does not have to adjust their toupee again. The second one lands dead center in the red part of the target. The second one lands right next to it, just on the outer edge, but within the red. Your fourth dart lands just below the center. And you have one dart left, but 3 darts have met the mark. The gnomish carney claps his hands. Well done, well done. Second time's the charm, it seems. I assume, big guy, you'd like a prize. Let me rummage around and see what we've got. He turns about. Some people in the crowd cheer. Some of the children who've been like off and on hounding you, moving away, trying to steal candy from you. Some have stuck around. They're bouncing up and down. He goes and he rummages for a prize. So you can roll a d10, or you can choose a number between 1 and 10.
Well, we already know. Which numbers do we already know?
You guys have 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, and 7.
Okay, cool, because I rolled an 8.
An 8. Oh, yes. He cocks a brow as he delivers unto you a wooden box. This one's a fun one. Special face paint, my friend. With a deft hand, you can look like just about anyone for a short while.
Mbanje's face lights up. Really? That's awesome.
Awesome indeed. This is one of the higher-end prizes, but I think it's worth what you've put down today.
Well, thank you very much. I'll take my prize.
Much obliged. See you again next time. And he begins to drum up the crowd, starts hyping people up and calling them over. If you can win it, anyone can win it. Mbanja, you open up the box and you see that it is a series of paints in little jars. It seems to be just enough paint to maybe do one face. There's something about this paint that sticks out to you. It looks special. It looks really high-end. It's really clean and crisp and clear. The colors are super vibrant. And as you move it around, the colors kind of shift a little bit in light. Let's see. While this is going on, you've won your prize. Heldy, you've made your way over to the cups.
She's looking at the cups and she's eyeing the fish game and she's debating which one she wants to do first.
I'd say by now the party is kind of like converged and kind of meandering closer to one another. Banda, you've got your prizes. Incognitus, you've been kind of mulling about, seeing what these guys are up to. Vanya and Verdi, I would assume, eventually converge back on Heldy, as these games of chance, somewhat more adult games, are kind of catching her eye.
All right, she'll do the cup game. She's like debating and she's just like, all right, I'll do the cup game first and then I'll do the fish after. Like she's just mentally thinking these things because she wants to win a few things.
All right. So, as you approach, you find this young couple did not win. They look disappointed. And the carney kind of pulls the cups back. Well, I'd love to bleed you dry and keep on playing this game, but I think you're just not quite up to the task. Why don't you come back next year, study the game a little bit, and try your luck again? No, I'm cutting you off. That's rent money. Get out of here. The young man is frustrated, but kind of storms off as you approach Heldy. As you do, the gnome sets the cups back out and starts just flitting the silver bead. There's a glass bead between different spots and cups it. The hand is quicker than the eye. Can I interest you in a game of sport? He twirls his mustache.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Excellent. 1 gold piece to play.
It was 8 silver last year. She pulls out a gold.
That's the price of doing business with dragons, I'm afraid. Much obliged. He takes the coin, pops it into his pocket, and begins to shuffle the cups around. He moves about this for several moments, swapping and flipping and twisting. His hands are a blur. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
It's either a 1 or a 20.
It's a nat 20.
Not 20. You know this game. You've seen this game. It was last silver last year. You won last year as well. You point at the middle cup. Are you sure about that? You only get one try.
Yeah, I fucking know. I've played this game before, you know me.
He looks at you, and then lifts up the cup to look under it on his side, just tilting it, clasps it down. Alrighty, return customer. How about this? I propose a game of higher stakes. Double or nothing. This time we don't play for prizes, we play for gold. You win. You get my earnings from the past hour. That's 20 gold pieces. You lose. And he pinches his fingers. You're a gambling woman.
But I really want that big Stegosaurus.
Always the Stegosaurus. Fine then. Very well. I'll just have to fleece someone else. He lifts the cup, points out the bead. You have found the glass bead. Congratulations. Stegosaurus, was it? Well, he jumps off his stool, rummages through his items, and you point out the prize that you want. He provides to you a oversized, stuffed green Stegosaurus. How about your band friend? You feel like trying? Oh, me? No. I am not a gambling man, and I don't have very good eyes, but I appreciate the offer. Doesn't hurt for trying. Having bested the cup game, Heldy, you are now the proud owner of a large green Stegosaurus.
Damn right she is.
You guys watch on as Heldy succeeds, manages to avoid the double or nothing gambit, and comes out of it better with a Stegosaurus.
She's pretty pleased with herself.
Pleased as punch with himself. So, you guys have some winnings. You have spent some time playing some games. Unless anyone objects, I'd like to pull away from this party and move back into our Investigators 3 on the other side of Gnometown.
All good for it.
Yeah.
All good for it. So, we're going to pull back into Biff, Alina, and Karn. You guys track down the more residential side of town. There are many clotheslines. There are many items and garments hanging dry. It's always warm. It's always sunny. It's always kind of windy. This part of town. Let's see. Can I get a perception or investigation check from anyone in the party?
Can I assist Karn?
Assist Karn? Yeah, go ahead. You can give Karn advantage as you perceive.
Alina knows which part of the neighborhood to look for the striped and spotted bloomers, and Karn's just got good eyesight.
Yep. That seems correct.
I forgot if there was there's a lot of ones floating around tonight.
It's a lot of ones floating around. So Biff, you rolled a 21. Karn, you rolled a 20. Both of you converge on a clothesline in the distance that has multiple different colored garments. They should be uniform, but you do see a decided lack a gap between several articles. Something small, something medium-sized, and something somewhat wider. As you look about, you do see the sign of what appear to be... you do see the sign of what appear to be two sets of prints on the ground. Two long-footed depressions in the earth, as though someone landed, with 3 toes and a long heel. Searching around a little bit, you do see sight of what appears to be brown fur and ears around the corner of one of the buildings. One of the short folk-sized Harengon is not hiding well enough.
Biff motions to whoever looks like they haven't found anything. Biff think that we have found our culprit.
Yeah, Lena's just, with one Harengon on her shoulders, like 3-year-old style, is just gonna stride forward and put a hand on his shoulder.
What? Garabik flinches and hops and turns about. He has a bunch of clothes, like more clothes than anyone would need. You see that there are coats, there are shirts, there are socks, and there is a pair of pink polka dotted bloomers, all kind of gathered up, somewhat indiscriminately. He looks up at you. Oh, well, hello, friend. Oh, hello, Purdon. Hello, Garabik. Seems you finally caught up to me.
You say that as if you were expecting.
Well, I mean, friends do have a way of finding friends.
True. Going, clothes shopping?
Well, I was thinking, if I could find whoever these belong to, I might make more friends with them.
Right.
There's a whole lot of people here. Lots more people than back home.
Right.
That is not how things work here.
There's, like, 5 different people's worth of clothing there.
Yeah. Make 5 friends. Maybe 5 wives, 5 brides. Or maybe a husband. I don't judge.
You know, I know someone. I'm going to introduce you, but you have to put the clothes back.
Put the clothes back? Well, I found him. They're mine now.
Alright, fine. Then put them in a bag or something.
That is not fine. This is not how it works here.
Not how it works. Well, sorry to offend them. He kind of drops them on the ground. He holds on to like a few articles, though. He drops most of them to the ground.
So,
whatever he likes the most seems to be tucked under one arm.
can I levy the fact that I'm a commission kid and that I live in Gnome Town? Can I rack my brain to think of a buxom, fun, gnomish, I don't know, lady, man, don't care. He doesn't care. I don't care.
Buxom and fun. Let's see. The first 2 who come to mind...
Other than Ernest?
Other than Rua, who is really like, kind of like, Karn, you can feel that she's like, God damn it, in the back of her head. God damn it. This was perfect. That was so hot.
The Rua is disappointed.
As always, she's disappointed. The first 2 people who come to mind who aren't Rua, there are a pair of sisters who live in Gnome Town. They live at the bottom floor of a rookedy-crookedy apartment building that kind of stretches way too high into the sky. That looks architecturally super unsound, but has never fallen over. There's Holly, who's kind of short and kind of plump. There's Molly, who's kind of short and kind of plumper.
Alright, their names are Holly and Molly, and we will go meet them.
Right now? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and Alina will lead. She probably doesn't have an idea of where Holly and Molly might be found. Maybe.
So as you begin to lead them away, Purdon kind of pipes up. Oh, go, Rebecca, you can't be making a bride now. We've got to leave tonight. Well, I don't have to leave if I got a wife. Or a husband. Or both. Yeah, you don't have to leave, but we ought to leave. That was part of the agreement. Yeah, but things change. This is the material plane. You don't have to do, all the things. We can hang around. What's a century or 2? Oh, it's 100 years, or maybe 200 years. Well, yeah, but we got jobs. Yeah, but there's brides and cookies here.
So maybe set your bar lower than brides and maybe like fun afternoon.
Fun afternoon. No, that's not enough. That's not enough.
It
I need
is
more
if you
time
do
here.
it right.
But yeah, listen, I know what a day is, and I know what 3 days are, I know what 100 days are. That's not nearly enough time. No. I am not going back. Go, Big, you don't mean that. I mean it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go. I'm going to stay. Lena, make him go back. I mean, I can make him go back. You can make him go back. You live here.
These ones have jobs?
Oh, yeah, we did a bit of investigating. We were supposed to go back and bring information to the powers that be about Zul'jin.
These ones made promises to fulfill.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we made promises in Amberbreeze. We're not in Amberbreeze. Yeah, but a promise is a promise.
Promise
Yeah,
is a
in
promise.
Amberbreeze.
A promise is a promise.
But after you fulfill those promises, who knows? The gate is open. You are friends.
Lena, please roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm rolling with real die today. At least that.
At least that with real die.
At least that with real die. This one and this one.
Good decision, considering how many ones are floating around in chat right now.
Yeah, this is kind of disgusting. Is it a 1?
Oh no, it's a 24.
Paladins.
Oh. Okay. You bring the happy medium to him, and you are persuasive as you think you can be. He kind of juts his jaw to the side, and you see that their gears turning.
Oh,
and
sorry,
there is
you said persuasion. Sorry.
persuasion.
That's 27.
27. Not much of a difference. 3 points difference, but still. He looks at you and furrows his brows. You see their gears turning, and he's thinking, and he's rolling his jaw. Tell you what, friend. I will do as you say, and head back tonight, and maybe come back later for more games and more friendship, and maybe find my bride. On one condition. Friends play games, and I would like to play one game before I go. With you.
What game?
Challenges 3. And he reaches under his armpit to pull out the articles of clothing.
Careful,
Break.
Lena.
3 flags in 3 places. You catch the flags, I go home without a peep. You don't get them, and I get to stay for the rest of the weekend. Good, and you can't go big. You can't stay for the weekend. We've got to be for the weekend. Oh, I know you were silly underneath all that veneer of niceness.
I will offer him a hand. Deal.
He reaches out, he clasps your hand, gives you a firm shake. All right. Find me in 2 minutes. And he bursts into a cloud of glitter. The articles under his arm gone with him as he sets his challenges for you.
Yeah, I'll give him the time.
All right.
Oh, my mother, when I find her, is going to kill me for this.
This is
Well-
honestly not nearly as bad as Biff thought it would be.
That one did not say the Alina could not have help.
True.
Two minutes go by. A flash of smoke and a gout of glitter. Garabik reappears. Purdon, his ears drop. Oh, I would have gone after him if I wasn't so damn full. Oh, I don't feel good at all. He plants his hands on his hips, Garabek, and kind of grins, looking up at you.
Not coming.
Garabek plants his hands on his hips, looks up at you, Lena, and grins. I've hidden my flags. First one is in a really tiny wet place. Second one... Why am I not coming through?
You're coming through.
Going through.
No, you do keep cutting out.
I do keep cutting out? Okay. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not
We
looking...
heard the first flag, but then you cut out when you were talking about the second flag.
Got it. Alright, one moment. First flag is hidden somewhere tiny and somewhere wet. Second one is somewhere high up. Third one, well, I'll show you. And he kind of wags his hand and ushers you to follow him.
Yeah, I'll follow.
That's
All right.
Biff.
All right, so group 2. As you guys are kind of gathered around near the puck game, the fish game, and the axe throwing game, you see that Karn, Alina, and Biff are following a tiny rabbit man. And Bonjay, the kids around you are like, "It's a bunny!" "No, it's a rabbit." "No, it's a hare, dummy." It's all the same things. You boys are dumb as hell.
Crystal.
Crystal, as Garabek leads the three of you toward a basin full of fish. Right then, with a little bit of brownie dust, I made a sock very, very tiny. It's inside one of them. There's no way you're going to get this one. You got to catch the fish. Carney Man here knows the rules. Yeah, Carney Man here knows the rules. That bunny's talking to me, says a tiny gnomish man with a brown coiffed hair. Rules of the game are fairly simple. You pay a silver piece and you get a net and you try to win a fish. And I don't know how he did it, but he put a sock in a fish. If you could remove the sock from my fish, I'd be greatly appreciative.
Okay.
This one believes this one can do this.
Well, you should.
Up. You gotta use the net. You gotta play the game by the rules.
Of course, of course.
I hold my
so
hand
is
out
Squid.
for a net.
Okay, you hold your hand out for it. It's also he hands the net to you first. It's a silver piece to play, by the way.
Alina will hand over a silver piece.
But much obliged. We need some kind of civility in this crazy world we live in. He pockets it. He looks very, plussed.
Well, while they're doing that, Biff is looking around for high places.
Yeah. You look around for high places. Your attention is drawn to the area that you had come from. You see that there are a number of clotheslines, and give me a perception check, real quick. As you're looking for the item in question, as I forget to make you roll for it.
26.
26. You see a pair of bloomers with pink polka dots floating above a clothesline that is very tautly pulled. It looks to be a tightrope almost between two buildings. There are several different clothes articles hanging from the rope.
Biff nudges Alina, motions, points out the area. This will be done.
Sounds good.
If you head out for challenge number 2 before Karn finishes challenge number 1. Okay, Karn.
Hey, there
you
was
have a net.
nothing set that we couldn't try more than once, so...
Okay.
So
Garabek seems convinced that these can't be won.
once I have the net, I eye the fish. I lower the net into the water. Yeah, fish, and I cast Charm Monster on the goldfish.
Charm monster, not charm beast.
Charm Monster is higher level that I had prepared, and it just says I attempt to charm a creature I can see within range.
No shit. Okay.
Nice.
What's the DC?
Has to make a wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw of the goldfish. All right. I like what you're putting down. So if I roll a 20, I get to delete your character, right?
The goldfish
You can
eyes
say that
turn red.
a goldfish has bested Karn.
All right. So that's let's say a Karn has. I'm gonna say a goldfish has a -4 to its wisdom checks, because that makes sense, right? So that's gonna be a 2. So goldfish swims on over into your net, and tentatively slowly lift it up. So you have to lift it carefully. I need you to make. What is the rule for this? I have a rule for this.
Wasn't it sleight of hand?
It's going to be a sleight of hand check. It's going to be an easier DC than what the game is, but I need you to roll sleight of hand.
Could it be advantage since I've charmed the goldfish?
You know what? Sure. Beat a 14, because this is a fish with a whole ass sock inside of it.
That's not a good start.
No.
Also a bad start. So as you go, here, fishy, fishy, and lift it up, the somewhat rotund fish sits calmly in the net and falls through, splashing into the water. It looks back up at you and kind of fish pouts in your direction.
One more.
The gnomish
One more
carny.
net, please.
Yes, you can have many
I
nets as you'd like
hand
to
him another
try,
silver.
sir. Thank you. You're doing God's work, keeping things civil. We need to keep things civil. There
How
is
much
a
do we
rabbit talking to me. Oh, you can keep trying. You can keep trying as much as you like.
Another net, please.
You can keep trying as much as you like. And he
I
reaches
will-
out to Elena.
I will hand him a whole ass gold piece.
Whole ass gold piece. Karn, he hands you 10 nets. Oh, you're real good at this, friend. Oh, shit!
What we don't have skill for, we make up in perseverance.
Just imagine Karn scooping the fish up, it drops through, scooping the fish up, it drops through, and then he gets the net that isn't fucked.
Yeah.
The net that actually works.
And then I
Garabik is
almost dropped the
steaming.
net because I didn't realize I have the fish in it.
Garabik is steaming. His ears are like up, and he's like, "Oh, perseverance! You got gold pieces. Is what you got. But a win's a win. That's 1 out of 3. Well, congratulations. Can I have a fish, please?" He reaches out for the fish. Could you give him the fish, please? I really don't want a sock in my fish.
By all means, the fish has served his purpose and deserves to be treated fairly.
Right, well, good. He takes the fish, holds it in his palms, lifts one palm over the other, and slaps them together. The fish spits out an entire sock, larger than the size of the fish. He then plops the fish, which is dazed and dizzy, and has been attacked, so is now no longer charmed, into the water. It thrashes about, but looks to be no worse for wear. All right, well, that's 1 sock down. You've got to find where I hid the rest of the fins. Good luck.
So Biff is already working on number 2, and she'll
Ah,
point.
fuck!
And she'll just stride over, like she's like, I mean, Lady Shinto told me yesterday or like 3 days ago that I should depend on my friends more. So this is what that looks like, apparently.
This is what it looks like. You got friends finding bloomers. So you make your way over. Garabik begrudgingly follows after you and plants his hands on his hip. All right, well, yeah, that's the one. They're floating. They're still floating. Good. They haven't gotten caught by the breeze. Well, I'd like to see you show off a little bit of herringbone finesse. I don't think you got the legs for it.
Me? Gods no. I have a monk. And she's gonna point at Biff.
Biff, who is already scaling the building.
He just, like, his smile just fades, arms folded, and watches Biff. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Biff, before you, you see a tightly stretched clothesline. The space between the two buildings is approximately 20, 30 feet from one rooftop to the other.
Is nothing.
Halfway across, the bloomers are suspended in the air at about chest height to you.
Is Biff able to actually scale a building? Because he'd absolutely.
Yeah.
immediately-
You get up to the top of the building
give
and
me
you
just a
see
moment.
stretched before
I just
you
need to
is the
check
tightrope.
something. No, okay,
Sure.
never mind. That is not for that. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Biff is going to take a deep breath because it is, still a suspension, and just start to walk across.
All right, so you're going to walk across the tightrope. I need you to give me 2 acrobatics checks. For the first third of the way, and then the middle.
First is 17. Second.
17.
Go ahead.
All right, so you hold your arms out and just, very carefully, foot by foot, you balance your weight and you manage to hold yourself upright. It's very graceful. It's very almost performative as you do what you do best. Garabik steams a little bit. No, you were supposed to jump. No, I guess you can walk the tightrope. That's no fun. That's no bouncy.
Can Biff hear that?
You hear some grousing. Yes, it's here.
You okay down there? Is Biff breaking rules?
Now you're not breaking the rules. You're doing the thing. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Shall Biff crawl across?
No, just do what you're doing. It's working very well.
Oh, Biff wanted to show off. Second roll's a 20.
Second roll's a 20. You get to the bloomers. You reach out and you snatch them, and you stand on the tightrope like what? All right, I got the second flag, I guess. And, I've underestimated your friend. He looks at you, Alina, and chucks his jaw to the side.
Only makes the best friends, you included.
Oh, well, I do appreciate the flattery. I think you're really quite keen yourself.
Thank you.
But still, no, you're not going to get. Guarantee it. No way, no how. He dusts his hands and he leads you guys away from the Gnome Town partying and toward the outer road facing the wall that oversees the coast. With arms folded, standing and flanked or backdropped by the shore, he looks up and you hear the sound of gulls.
I look up.
And he points up, and you see that there is one seagull with a shirt kind of tied around its neck like a kerchief. Normally, I'd say, brace your knees and try a long jump upwards, but seeing as neither of you guys are herringbone, I think this challenge is better left forfeit, and you should let me stick around and stay for a while.
Question. I need to check a thing. So I did Radiant Soul, so I have to finish the long rest, so I can't fly.
So, Garabik he looks super smug, and he's watching you.
I'm thinking. I'm just looking and thinking.
So, Biff can probably throw you up there.
Alright, I'll take it.
That's a long way down. You sure you want to risk it? Fall down, go boom.
Well, down go boom is fine. I fell from all the way up there and landed on Aramag, so, this is nothing.
It's absolutely true. It was the greatest thing anyone has seen.
I'm a little upset I didn't see it myself. Me too. How come you didn't tell me you landed on a big turtle? It seems like a...
It's a pity you missed the fight, because I actually, grew wings and did a whole ass thing, but... All right.
You got wings. God, she's got wings. I don't
Sometimes.
see it. Sometimes wings. Magic
Sometimes
wings.
Magic wings.
Fairy wing.
All right. We're gonna do fastball special, I suppose, with Biff.
Fastball special. Okay, how do we even calculate this? It's definitely going to be an athletics check to
Yeah.
toss someone up.
Can I have an athletics
Um,
check to grab bird, grapple bird?
To grab bird? That feels more like a dex check to
Damn
me.
it! All right, we're doing it.
That's gonna be a dex based check. Add dexterity, add proficiency.
All right, I'll take it.
So Biff is rolling regular good stuff.
Athletics.
$27.
I'd like to point out
27.
Alina is like not wearing armor, and two, like actually very small.
She's tiny, so you do get some airtime. Alina, you're hurled into the air, and you, for a moment, it's like, oh yeah, I got my wings, and then like gravity kicks in. You're like, oh shit, I don't got my wings. You see that there is a seagull with a shirt kerchief around its neck, just within reach. You can try to swipe and grab it, if only you can move quick enough and wiggle quick enough while in the air, and have an utter lack of self-preservation as far as landing goes.
Look, lack of self-preservation, kind of my deal. So we're gonna
Kinda
get
your
that
deal.
bird.
Gonna get that bird.
Gonna get that bird.
Gonna get that bird.
That could have been better. 14.
14. So you reach out and you swipe and you try to catch a flying bird. You kind of swipe and swip and try to catch it, and the bird starts going up. You start going down. You don't find a purchase on it. You begin to fall. Biff, you gonna try to catch?
Absolutely.
All right, give me another athletics check to try to brace a fall.
I'll do crazy trust fall. I just assume that Biff is probably there.
Biff is probably there.
Oof.
There's one in the pool.
Yes,
There is
use
one
it.
there.
Use
We're
it.
gonna use that.
Karn,
Oh my god.
Alina paid for that one in the pool.
She literally did. Also, is that seagull about within 60 feet of me?
Oh, I'd say so.
Man, Alina wanted to try
So-
at least do one of these herself.
So, Biff, what did you roll?
All right. So Alina falls. Biff stands under her. Biff has you, and as Alina just fucking plants into him, something goes crack.
Oh, what did you roll?
No.
Did you roll double ones?
The second one was in that one.
What was the first one?
A 5.
A 5 total with your bonus?
Oh, with the bonus, a 16.
Oh, geez,
You have an
that's a significant
absurd
difference.
athletics. Holy shit!
Yeah.
You catch Alina, no problem. You catch Alina, and there's a bit of an oof. Alina, you feel like you are so fucking close. You could have bit that bird,
all right.
but it.
Give me one more try, and then Karn, you could talk the bird down, okay?
Garabik folds his arms and kind of chuckles to himself. I tell you what, I love a woman who can pound me into the dirt. How about you come back to Emberbreeze with me, and I'll call this whole challenge square.
Why does Biff not just throw a rock at the bird?
Because I want to catch the bird.
What? You have to catch.
You got to catch the
She
bird.
said you gotta catch the bird.
The
You gotta
Biff
catch
will
the bird.
get the bird on its way down.
All right, come on, one more boost. One more boost. Karn, will you give me a
All right.
boost?
Biff and Cons will do it.
Oh, okay, then we'll work together. More height.
Biff and Karn throw. Okay. Alina, this is the advantage when you make the check when you
Fantastic.
Hey.
do. Biff or Karn roll athletics.
I have a +10.
My athletics is only +8, and so I'll assist Biff, but I'll also leverage my powerful build again.
All right.
So I count as a large creature when doing this.
Mhm.
shot put.
Garabik seems plussed that he has been ignored.
She would go to Amber
With the
Breeze,
whole-
but she's got 8 million more things to do.
Yeah. Also, wenches, not menches.
That is a 29.
Alina, you are hurled into the air. Just kind of arms spinning, legs spinning. That fucking bird is right in front of you.
I'm getting it.
Beat a 15.
You're not gonna believe this. That's a natural fucking 20.
Garabik watches on in horror as you catch her this bird by the neck, squawks, and it yelps, and it flutters its wings. And you just kind of like...
Can I throw a fancy little flip in as I head back down to the earth?
Within that 20, sure.
Yeah.
That poor bird.
His jaw, Garabik's jaw, is agape. I assume you put Purdon down, right?
Oh, yeah. I didn't...
He's just kind of clapping his hands. He's chewing on his Euphorio, clapping his hands as you just do a superhero landing on the ground. Or into Biff, as it were. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, damn. Here's what I thought. My first trip to the material plane, I'd have wine and dine and meet some beautiful women and maybe some beautiful men, maybe a beautiful rock or two. Here we are, setting up the best challenges. And you three managed to thwart me.
Let me introduce you to Holly and Molly. You might only have an evening, but it will be worth it.
Ben, can I have just one evening? I mean, I guess you could have an evening. I'll have to file more paperwork. I don't mind paperwork. You usually end up doing it for me anyway. Yeah, I know. I'll do it for you. Thanks, Ben. Anytime, Garabik.
Biff squats down. What does it say you cannot visit once your investigation is done?
Garabik rubs his nose a little bit. Well, time moves a little differently on our side of the woods. That and that gate of yours, gate of ours, it's ours now, right? We share it.
It's our shared.
Yeah, our shared. It ain't exactly friendly to live in things. I mean, me and Burden got through, but it was a bit strenuous. It's not easy. It shaves a little bit off you if you bump into the sides of it, and well, we don't have much to shave us Fey folk. So yeah, I'll probably make it back fine, but it's going to be a good long while before I can make it back through.
Then we will give you your wine and your beautiful women and a good dinner.
I think I'd appreciate that very much, thank you.
What if
Good
the
night.
rabbit folk took an anchor with them?
Garabik cocks a brow, and Purdon kind of chews on his Euphorio. That sounds a lot like a Hornlaw question. Yeah, that's the bookworm's question, maybe. Anchor? Like a iron anchor? I'd rather not. I'd want to live.
I mean, not the iron, definitely. Like a bit of aetherstone or something that was maybe...
Like the special rocks.
Or
I
like
say
the
looking
special
over to
rocks.
Biff.
Something? Special rocks.
With that said, Biff was actually once unstable portal was mentioned. Is it feasible at all for Biff to try to stabilize it? Is there anything he can do to study it and see if he can help not halfway kill people who come through?
So, like, widen it and keep it open?
Like, he's trying to think of a way to help these guys.
Roll me... It's not going to be an Arcana check, because this is more of a spiritual thing. For you, anyway. Roll me a Wisdom check and add your proficiency bonus. And Garabik is kind of like looking between people. Alina, you mentioned an Aetherstone. He like rubs his chin a little bit. Oh yeah, we don't have those on our side. And that would do something. Karn mentioned special stones, and Biff, you start thinking about the Arbiters of Chaos, your order that maintains the planes.
It's an 11.
11. It's really hard to say. The teachings that you work upon are based upon the elemental planes. Fire, wind, water, and the tertiary planes in between. Your gut instinct is that you could probably do it. But as you think more about it, you recall just how much the known elemental plane of Earth, the stuff that you're trained to do, how much that took out of you. To approach something unknown, you think it's possible, but you don't know how dangerous it would be. To you, or to the world around you. If you studied it, yeah, possibly. Maybe.
And yeah, with that, somebody was saying something?
I was gonna say, if continuing on this path, created the rift in the first place, it'll probably just keep getting better. And I know that if you want to talk to Bones, like, have a conversation with Bones about stabilizing that rift, she has got one foot in the Feywild already, and is working on that project specifically. To metagame Pigeon a little bit.
Yeah, you know that Bones has some kind of connection to the Feywild.
Yeah.
And there has been mention of maintaining this.
Mm-hmm. So Biff looks very not convinced. Biff wants to think it is theoretically possible that can help do something to stabilize it, but would take some effort and time to research. Biff's not sure if have time to do such a thing with Caravan leaving.
Well, I mean, if we're talking human years, I guess there's something to look forward to. Not too long from now.
Yeah, not too long from now.
Yeah, not too long from now. And maybe, who knows? Maybe we can get in touch with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and they can show you guys how to throw a real party. They know how to get from place to place. They could probably figure it out as well.
Yeah, Witch and Light are good. Really good at throwing parties. Kind of like this, but better.
Yeah, but better. All right, I'm sold. Wine and dining, hollies and mollies, and, well, then, friend, we will make our way back home, and, you, new friend, I'm sorry, can I have your name?
He looks at you, Biff.
He is called Biff.
He's called Biff. All right, then, Biff. I will hope that you do find time to help me out with that, because I do quite like this place, and I've got a couple of friends back home who'll be very interested in seeing what this is all about.
Avoided giving him his name.
Biff is going to make sure to buy Alina something for that. But in the meantime, he nods to the rabbit folk before him. Biff will pledge to do what he can.
Much obliged.
Yeah, much obliged. So, you guys make plans to maybe someday down the line, if this thing doesn't sort itself, to reach out to your new friends. Capital F friends for you, Karn.
Damn it, Karn.
As Alina, you bring them to an apartment building, introduce them to Holly and Molly, who are instantly taken a shine to not only Garabik, but also Purdon. You see these girls, couple of party girls, are more than happy to host these ambassadors for a little while. Get them a good meal, maybe rub their ears, maybe get them an undercoat brush.
Well, I think that my assistance is not needed on this one. So, ladies, if you would be so kind, I would be happy to sponsor your evening.
Like bankroll it?
Yeah, like she's like she's like, I'm not gonna offer to pay you for this, because that feels real sketchy and kind of offensive, but she will be like, I'll buy you guys dinner and drinks and whatever the hell you want to do to have fun.
Yeah. They decide on a local curry takeout place. I forgot the name. Sizzling Spice or something?
Sizzling Spice, yeah.
Sizzling Spice nearby a hot rice and hot curry place. And they manage to, because they are being so generous as to host these men, perhaps give them a couple gold for some takeout.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can deduct 2 gold pieces from your inventory as you pass it on, and pass them along. And Purdon and Garabik do promise to leave first thing in the morning.
Fantastic.
So that concludes that arc. Okay. As you guys make your way from Holly and Molly's apartment building and back into Gnometown proper, people are still partying. Things are winding down as it gets later and later and later. From your position, Biff, give me a quick perception check.
14.
You do not hear the sound of Aramag chuckling, growling, and bellowing in the distance. In fact, it seems that the Elder Turtle has grown silent. As you investigate from a distance, you find that there are 4 petitioners before him. Tall, almost stony, scaled reptilian folk. The turtles that you had seen earlier appear to be in his audience. A number of people have moved away